What up, world? This is the GoalNet recording live here from outside of Chicago. Today's video is the comparison between the 2024 Bauer Supreme Shadow Goal Pad on the left, and on the right we have the pad. It is replacing the 2022 Bauer Supreme Mach Goal Pad. Inevitably, I might put some opinion in this video, which will accidentally incorporate some parts of a review, but this video is not meant to be a review. This video is designed to tell you the difference between these pads. If you are a Mach user, what are you going to get if you're an upgrade? If you are debating between buying full price for Shadow or buying Mach on closeout, hopefully this will help you understand the differences, so you know what pad is best for you and why. And please, 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 if you are buying any new equipment, buy it from the affiliate link we have with Goalie Monkey and help us try and figure out how to grow this channel a little bit. So if it's not obvious or you don't remember, the pad on the right is my own custom digiprint graphic. Would have loved to have done this on the Shadow. Unfortunately, didn't get the opportunity to do so this year, but designed my own graphic. I think it's pretty sick. And B. Gillis, check it out on Instagram, helped take my idea to life. So this is not the stock Mach graphic. This is my own graphic. This is the stock Shadow graphic with all Bauer pads. Digiprint, which means no cut and sew zone. So that Bauer logo is printed. The faux rolls are printed. There's no overlap marks from different pieces of stitching connecting together. Cool thing is, if you're ordering custom, the sky's the limit. You can see the detail with the depth in the graphic there, or like the way I did the dots there. So this is the Supreme family. It is the family of gear I've definitely worn the most over the last 4+ years, starting with Ultrasonic, transitioning into Shadow. Ultrasonic was the first pad for me that got Bauer over the hump. I loved the promise of the Odin line when that first came out in the 1S, but every pad was just a little bit off until Ultrasonic for me. And Mach, between the new strapping and the calf plate, was a huge improvement over Ultrasonic and took Bauer's best pad and really refined it and makes it an amazing product. Shadow tried to be more of an evolutionary release. Mach was probably evolutionary compared to Ultrasonic, but looking back at it now, more stuff changed going from Ultrasonic to Mach than it does going from Mach to Shadow. However, there's a couple huge improvements on this pad, so I don't want to sleep on it because the Shadow is definitely an improvement, in my opinion, over the Mach. Boot angle there, where it's a little bit between open and flat, and then both of these pads will have the thicker style shin compared to Vapor. So again, very different pads once you know what you're looking at and once you know how they feel on the ice. So if we take a look at the back of the pad, they look extremely similar. Both pads are going to have the Stabilislide knee and the Stabiliside calf plate, which is going to be stiffer compared to the Stabiliflex, which is in the Vapor line. And there's a bracket that actually runs through the core of the pad and up through the knee to make it extremely stiff and stable. And the same thing with the calf plate. So your leg is designed to rotate inside this pad and land on the landing gear. And then these have the Tune Fit Plus, which is a great strapping system. So as we talk about it, you can see just a little bit of movement there, but this is extremely stiff and rigid. And then when we come to the Tune Fit series, it is a nice sort of Y-shaped pad. This top piece acts like a professor strap, keeps it snug up at the top. And then this just gives you a little bit of a connected feel down below. Super simple to put on. This comes across, this comes down, this comes across, and your pad is on. This is custom. I believe if you get the pad stock, it's gonna have lacing there. So you'll have the choice between going across or down. I always go down. And then you can see there is a little tab right here, and a professor strap comes loose in the bag. So if you want a true like nylon non-flexing professor strap, that can go in and bolt in right there. And again, all stock stuff comes loose in the bag. For my money, I think this across where it kind of sits vertical and down like that is some of the best strapping on the market. One of the things that is different is the Mach pad. Bauer has 4 stiffness levels. The Mach pad came in at a 4, and the 2S, I think might have been a 5. The ultrasonic was a 3, the Mach was a 4, and Bauer's gone back to a 3 for the Shadow. So I had a feeling that a 4 stiffness and a Bauer was gonna be too stiff for me. So I actually ordered my Mach set as a 3. So all the Bauer gear I have is the same stiffness, but if you're buying these off the shelf, the Mach pad will be stiffer than the new Shadow pad. And just to be clear, when we're talking about stiffness right now, I'm talking about up here. So as you can see, this is extremely rigid, but it flexes just enough when you need it to. And there is the curved composite plate right here. That is the same as the Mach pad. And then where this pad is soft and flexible is the boot angle. And you can see this boot moves very nice. So this is a soft, flexible boot with a stiff upper, which for my money is the perfect pad combo. All right, so we've talked about the fact that the Mach pad was stiffer, the Shadow pad, they softened a little bit, but the boot angle is the same, the shin area is the same, the strapping system's the same. Stabilis slide is the same. So what's different? What did Bauer change? As I alluded to earlier in this video, there's a few big changes. So if you look and you follow my account, you will know that I put the PPF film on the Bauer pads. This is a clear automotive film, which is designed to protect paint. It is extremely durable and takes like 5 minutes to put on. I've literally had this on for over a year, and it helps the pads slide better. Bauer pads are known for sliding great, but I found that the slider skin for me didn't slide as well as previous generation Bauer pads. This is the slider skin 2.0. So this is Bauer's 4th or 5th generation sliding system, starting with the 1S, which was the light Core-Tech. I think there were 1 or 2 iterations of that. Then they went to the slider skin. Now we're on slider skin 2.0. This, in the limited use I've had with the Shadows, absolutely slides better than the Mach pad did. And I don't foresee myself putting the PPF film on this. One thing to note, this pad didn't slide terribly. I wanted to try the PPF film for content, but going apples to apples, I feel like Mach was actually a little bit of a step back in the sliding technology compared with ultrasonic, versus Shadow is a leap forward. One other thing to note is, I think when we talk about sliding materials, we get really obsessed with what the material is, and it's not as simple as that. Good pad design in today's day and age, to make pads slide, it's a symphony. You need the right materials, the right shape, and the right stiffness, and that is one thing Bauer changed. So if we look at this part of the pad here, you can see the Shadow, literally where it's gray back there, and if I rest my pointer on there, you can see the angle it makes across the pad. So Bauer has changed this design up, so it's gonna wrap around your leg a little bit more and have a flat edge here. So it is less surface area and a different shape. So it's designed to give you a more stable feel when you're down in the butterfly and increase the sliding. So between the slider skin 2 and this new calf plate, I find that this pad slides way, way better. And just to emphasize what I'm talking about, here on this pad is this new molded piece where it drops off and wraps around, versus there is no ridge right here on the cursor. This is just one flat plate. So that is a huge upgrade. Now taking this a step further, where this upgrade also affects is the inside of the pad. And to increase balance, performance, and comfort, Bauer also tweaked the pad. So inside here is a large, thick, this gray pad here. It's probably a full inch thick. Gives you great comfort when you go down in the butterfly in terms of like feel. That's one thing I'll say about a Bauer pad is it feels really high tech on your leg. There's a lot of comfort engineered into it. And it's a very unique experience wearing these pads if you've never worn them. They just feel very plush and premium on your leg. And on the new pad here, I'm actually gonna flip them real quick so you can see. And so on this pad here, you can see a little bit of the curvature here in that shape where it's almost L-shaped, but there's actually a groove in the updated pad to help increase the stability. So this, between the updated calf plate and this new bent shape here, this will wrap around your leg a bit more and give you more of a connected feel and more of a stable slide. As you can see, the previous one was just flat and this one has a ridge. So that may seem subtle, but actually when it comes to performance on the ice, I found that instantly noticed it my first skate. The Shadow slid way better and felt great on the ice. So this is, might be subtle. If you're comparing the pads in the store, you might just gloss over those two calf plate pieces, but that is a huge improvement. One other subtle feature as well, you can see we've got the grippy print here. So just gives you, when you're down in the butterfly, your knee sticks to that. Helping you kind of feel connected when you're sliding, versus this is just the Nash material. You can see all those lines are actually rubber. You can get either one of those knees when you go custom. If you want a much softer gold pad, you can get like a Vapor Flex. And I believe you can get the thinner boot as well. So you can really change this pad up quite a bit. So as I mentioned earlier at the start of the video, going from Mach to Shadow, there's only a couple tweaks, but I think it's a really, really important tweak, and hopefully this video answered that for you. So hopefully you made it to the end of this video. I will create one more video comparing the glove and the blocker. It'll be a little bit tougher because I went with a Vapor 90, but check back to the channel. Again, reminder, if you have any questions, throw them down below. I don't think I've ever not answered a question. And if you're looking to buy any gear, please buy it through Goalie Monkey and help the channel out. This is the GoalNet signing out.